Today we all will be starting with the study of the ecological pyramid. Can I tell you what do you mean by pyramid? What is the pyramid? Yes, come on, fast, huh? What do you mean by pyramid? Have you ever heard the term pyramid? Yes, students, be with me and tell me what do you mean by pyramid? Have you ever heard the term pyramid? Yes. Don't type into the chat box. Unmute yourself and answer. Because when I share my screen, I cannot see what are you typing to the chat box. So what do you mean by pyramid? Anyone? Yes, fast. Simply pyramid. Tell me the meaning of pyramid, not the ecological pyramid that I am going to tell you. This is our practical number 8, paper 1. Okay, so what do you mean by pyramid? So when we say the pyramid, so pyramid is a structure which is having a broader base and narrower top. Okay, now see, when we talk about the ecological pyramid, so ecological pyramid is considered, actually, see, do you all remember when we were talking about the diet pyramid, when we were discussing, so in that we all have seen the level, right? Actually, such pyramids are aided into the biological science to understand the levels. So the ecological pyramid. Now ecology, what do you mean by the ecology? Study of the habitat, animal and its habitat, its relationship. So when we say the ecological pyramid, it means pyramid, it depicts the level. So ecological pyramid is a interaction or a relation of the animal. Now see, the animals, they are categorized into the various level. Okay, and on the basis of their level there is a difference in their size. That's why it is been depicted by the pyramid. Say example, the level are, first level is a producer. The producer, they make their own food. They are autotrophic. Student, note down the term autotrophic. Autotrophic means the animals, the organism, they are able to produce food by their own. That means they have the special pigment in by which they can harvest the sunlight. Ultimate energy source will be the sunlight only, so they can harvest the sunlight, and with the help of that sunlight they produce their own food. So that's why, as they are producing their own food, that particular level call as the producer. Now see student, the number of producer, energy of the producer, biomass of the producer is always very high in the ecosystem. Any ecosystem, whether you talk about the aquatic ecosystem, you talk about the terrestrial ecosystem, so you will find that the number of producer are more. Now second level, I told you pyramid is a study in which we study the level. So the first level is the organism, those who produce their own food. So this level is the grass, plant or something. One example I have already shown in my screen. Now the second level is the animal, those who are directly depending on the producer for their food. So they are called as the primary consumer. What are they called as? Primary consumer. So this primary consumer are the first level of the consumer. See, producer will be only one level, and their number, their energy, their biomass will be extremely high in the ecosystem. Understood? And after that, whatever animal belongs to the consumer category, but in the consumer also there are various type of the consumer. So the animal, those who take direct benefit from the producer, are called as the primary consumer. Now see, on this primary consumer, the other animal take benefit. They are called as the secondary consumer. What they are called as? Secondary consumer. Say example, if you will take the example on the screen, grass is a producer, grasshopper feeds on the grass directly, and the frogs, they feed on the grasshopper, so they are the secondary consumer. And then see, there are tertiary level, there are quaternary level. So thereafter, you will have the tertiary consumer. Say example, the snake, they feed on the secondary consumer. Okay, and the top predators, they feed on the tertiary consumer, and they are also called as the quaternary consumer or the top predator. So now see, these ecological pyramids are of various type, because see, as I told you, in nature these levels are understood by the various form of the pyramid. So that's why these pyramids, they are made on the basis of the energy passes to the universe. Now see, the energy what the primary producer is having, they will not transfer the same energy. They are not, they are going to lose some heat, then from their level to the secondary consumer, when the energy is going to pass, so again energy is going to lose. So this loss of energy is measured in the terms of pyramid of energy. Same way I told you, always there is a difference in between the biomass. The amount of producer will be always very much high. So this energy is measured in the form of kilocalorie per area. Same way, the biomass is measured in the kilogram, gram upon the area. So, how much biomass is been produced by the producer? How much biomass is having the primary consumer, secondary consumer, and thereon. Same way, if you will observe the number of organisms, so that also varies in form of the pyramid. So let us study one by one in detail. Students, see, we all are not just going to study the pyramid today, as it is our part of practical, we all are going to prepare pyramid as well. So make sure now and now only you all are going to draw the pyramid with me, and one question I will be giving you as a home assignment. That question I will immediately check in next lecture. Okay, so make sure that you all are drawing it with me, because I am going to check it. And also for your convenience, or especially those who could not attend this particular lecture, for their sake I am recording it also, I will upload it. Okay, don't worry, but make sure that you will be drawing it correctly, and you have to draw it now only, because I am going to check it. Now see one example. With one example, I depicted the pyramid of number. First, we will talk about pyramid of number. So when we talk pyramid of number, so it is based on the number of organism in each trophic level. I told you trophic level means the level on the basis of the feeding of the organism. Like autotrophic, the organism, those who produce their own food are called as the autotrophic. The organism, those who depends on the other organism for the purpose of getting food, they are called as the heterotrophic. So on the basis of the trophic level, how many number of each trophic level bears, this pyramid has been produced. In the graphical representation of number of organism of different trophic level in the food chain in the ecosystem, we have already learned about the food chain. So on each level of the food chain, how many organisms are present, this has been designed as per that. As you all can see in the given chart, primary producer, then thereafter primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumers have been mentioned. So interestingly, you will observe that the number of primary producer is extremely high. Is it or not? 58 lakh 42,000 are somewhere, right? But if we will see the next level, number of organisms are reduced. How many are there? It is just 7 lakh. Now see here, number is reduced so much. Then if you will see the secondary consumer, you will find then further decrease, but tertiary consumer is only 3. Understood? So these top predators, they are always low in number. Now why? When we will understand the pyramid of energy, that time you will find that as we go ahead into the trophic level, the energy passes is little low. So that's why the tertiary consumer or top predators are always low into the ecosystem. Now see, one example is given in the this is example is taken from your handbook only. In the aquatic ecosystem, following data was recorded. Two kites. Now kites are the top predator. Then 10 large fish are there, 100 small fish are there. Then thereafter I can see the approximate 50,000 zooplanktons are there, and large many phytoplanktons are there. It is approximate 1 crore, I guess. So see, you can see the phytoplanktons, they are the producer in this particular example, and the zooplanktons, they feed on the phytoplankton. Then the zooplanktons are the feed of the small fish. Then small fish, they are the feed or prey of the large fish. And the kites, they are the top predator, and they are just giving energy to the top predator. So you can see the number only 2. Okay, so let us solve one laboratory exercise now. Now see, you have to construct an ecological pyramid of number with the following data. So here, if you will see, the grass is 10,820, and the number of insects are 7,150. 354 birds are there, and the 10 cats are there. Construct the ecological pyramid of the number. Now see, you have to take the appropriate numbers here. So 1 centimeter is equals to 1,000 individual on each level. Okay, so and this trophic level, when you are drawing, so you have to draw with the proper scaling, and you have to take the height of 2 centimeter. Okay, so now if first example, each individual is 1000, 1000 is equals to 1 centimeter. So here 10,820 is there. So how much distance you are going to take? Yes, 10.8 approximate. So that much base will be there. Then thereafter next level there is 7,150. So likewise you have to draw it very carefully with proper scaling. Okay, so you draw it fast and take the screenshot of it. I have not made it as per proper distance and proper size, but you have to draw it in journal with the proper distance. And see students, when you are drawing this particular graph, so you will draw it on the blank side of your, that is unruled page of your journal. Make sure that you will be drawing it with the pencil only and with the proper scaling. And next, the most important thing, you have to draw the margin. Is that clear? You can use pencil color to depict the various level for ecological, like trophic level. You can take shade, dark shade, other shade. You can draw it. You can shade it with the color pencil, but don't use sketch, crayon and all. You can use only and only the color pencil. Okay. Chalo, let us go for the next type of the pyramid, ecological pyramid of biomass. Now, see, what do you mean by the biomass? Mass is the weight. Biomass, how much weight possesses by an organism. Now, when we talk about the pyramid of biomass, so definitely it is based on the biomass, that is the body weight of an organism. So here we are focusing, or we are considering that how much biomass each trophic level produce at one time. So the total amount of dry weight of living or organic matter in the ecosystem is given time called as the biomass. Pyramid of biomass is a graphical representation of biomass present per unit area or volume in the different trophic level. As you can see in this particular example, the biomass, now it is a total weight, right? So if you will take the ecosystem, so in that particular maybe one ecosystem, you are considering a jungle, or maybe you are considering a park, that this park is having so much of the grass, and the biomass of this is 2.0925 into 10 to 7 kilogram per kilometer square. I told you that we are going to consider the weight per area. Okay. So if you are taking 1 kilo, 1 kilometer, so in 1 kilometer this much grass is present. Then next is the snowshoe hare, their biomass is given, red fox biomass is given, and the top predator wolf biomass is given. So you will observe that again here the trophic level of the producer occupies the more space as compared to the consumer, right? And in the consumer also, on each level there is a difference, or you can say the reduction into the biomass as well. So here one example is given. In a grassland ecosystem, following data was recorded. The grass is 1200 gram per meter square. Now see, this is a grassland ecosystem. So the amount of grass is present 1200 gram per meter square. Amount of insects are 60 gram per meter square. Mice 15 gram per meter square, and snakes are 2 gram per meter square. Using graph paper, construct an ecological pyramid of biomass. Chalo, let us see how we can draw it. Now see here, amount of grass. Okay, so here the grass is going to occupy the major area. Now you can either draw it on the graph paper, or directly if you will draw, make sure that you are making the proper scaling of it. So grasses is 1200, then next level is 60, then the next level is 15, and then the snakes are just occupying the 2 gram per meter. Now here it is taken into the meter. Understood? So let us see the example. See, this is the solved example of your textbook. Huh? All of you, please take screenshot of it. Okay. Next. is the pyramid of energy. Now see pyramid of energy. Now again here our focus how much energy is passing from one trophic level to the another. Now when we talk about the pyramid of energy, so this is a graphical representation of the amount of energy per unit area in different trophic level. Now see the pyramid of energy is always upright. Upright means the energy do not go down. Understood? That means the primary consumer, sorry, the producer will be having the highest energy. And it is a general rule that approximate 10% of the energy is lost, or you can say the harvested at the lower trophic level is transferred up to the next level. Say example here, a simple example is given that autotrophs, they have the amount of energy 10% more than the primary consumer. Then secondary, again when we go on the next level, the 10% energy is decreased. Now in your textbook you have asked to draw to calculate the loss of energy. Draw the pyramid. Now see here, if you will observe into the temperate forest, you will observe a classical 10% energy loss has been observed. Plant, they have the 40,000 kilocalorie energy per unit area, and into the next level herbivore they have only 400. So the difference here, it has been asked that calculate the energy loss. So if you will calculate it, you will find that the amount of energy received is 36,000, sorry, 3,600 energy is lost. That means there is a loss of 10% of energy. Then next level, if you will see, 400 energy is present in case of the herbivore. But if you will see the next level, primary consumer, they possess only and only 40 kilocalorie per unit area. So here that means the energy lost is 360 kilocalorie. That is the approximate 10% energy loss. Primary carnivorous, they have the 40 kilocalorie per unit area energy, and the secondary carnivore have 4. So again there is the loss of energy is 36 kilocalorie per unit area, that is a 10%. Now same here, if you will observe, the case is not same in case of the next type of ecosystem, that is tropical forest. If you will observe the tropical forest, so you will find that in the case of the plants, the total amount of energy is 3,500, right? So but if you will see the next level, energy is not so much lost herbivore. Why? Because in the case of the tropical rainforest, the amount of energy, or you can say the herbivore, their numbers are not that much. Understood? Tropical rainforests are the dense forests, so they do not have so much of the herbivore. So that's why the energy lost is little less. So you will observe it is only 14.2%. The next level, if you will observe that the number of primary carnivore is much higher, and if you will observe the energy loss, 3000 minus 500, it is going to be 2500. So it is approximate 83% energy is lost at this particular level. In primary carnivore to secondary carnivore, the difference of the energy is just 10%. So if we will take make the graph. In the case of the temperate forest, first level, you have to write, you are not supposed to write the loss of energy or anything. You will just write, you will just draw this particular graph, and you will depict the loss of energy is 10%. Okay, on each level the loss of energy is 10%. Understood? Now, when we will make the tropical rainforest, the graph will be totally different. Here 3,500, 3,000, then directly it jumps to the 500, and at the end 50. So this is everyone has to take the screenshot of it. This is your homework. You have to draw it and you have to show me. Okay. So if anyone have doubt, you can ask me, or we can stop at this note. Okay, student, I think you won't have any doubt, so we can stop at this note.